welcome, guys. We have a really special guest today. I'm very excited to invite Nora Paxton, who is an executive life coach for men. She's going to tell us about, her walk and the coaching she does and her clientele, and more about her methodology. So, first off, thank you, Nora, for being here. We know you could be many other places, but you're here with us. So, again, thank you very much. How's it going?
Doing fantastic. How are you, Brian?
Doing well. You want to give us a small introduction around yourself and what you're up to, and give us you.
Okay. Well, like you said, I'm Nora Paxton. I am an executive coach for men and life coach, and I help men be the man, the father, the leader, the husband they want to be. I've been in the business for about 5 years now. And I essentially focus on working with male executives. So that's pretty much in a nutshell. I'm French, from Paris. And I've been living in Seattle for about 14 years now.
Oh, cool. Yeah, very cool. So, I guess I actually really like diving into this question initially, which is, what is possible if everybody had the coach of their choice? Like, what is possible for them, maybe human beings, society? Like, what do you see as possible?
Everything is possible. It's the limit that we put is ourselves, right? We put limits. So everything is possible as long as you find the right person to help you, guide you through that journey where you want to go. But the limit is yours.
Yeah, totally. Limitless is what I hear, right?
We're limitless. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. Well, give us more about you and your story. And how did you get into coaching? Like, what was your career beforehand? Like, tell us.
Yeah. So I got into coaching because of my dad. That's why I focused on men. He sacrificed his passion and dreams for his family, and it impacted me as a daughter. I've been in the corporate sphere for about 20 years, engineering background. My last experience in corporate was to lead a global customer success organization, which I loved, but I really had a passion to help men figure their life and find joy again, and focus on their passion. So I decided 5 years ago to start that business. And how I got into that is really because I met 10 years ago an executive coach, that really planted the seed, basically. And I kind of, I started with the problem that I had as a daughter, and I worked with a lot of therapists, psychologists, coaches, and kind of learned and read a lot, studied a lot about this problem, and really decided to kind of focus on it. And I put it really into practice and seriousness 5 years ago, when I launched my business. And pretty much in a nutshell my background. I work with any type of executive. It could be in the business owners or corporation, that it is finance, high tech, whatever area.
Okay.
Any level from director to CEO, basically.
Awesome. Okay. And what kind of results do they get when working with you? Like, why are they looking for a coach and you're the right coach? Or like, how would I know if I'm an executive, like, this is Nora, I should be talking to you, because why? Yeah.
So, the most common problem that I have is they're feeling stuck. Right. That's the most common problem I have. I feel stuck. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what I really want. I have I'm a highly successful leader, but I'm not happy. I'm really not happy. I need to understand what's going on. And they don't want to go therapy because therapy is too slow. It's not really what they don't have really psychological problem or anything. They just need help to have some clarity, really understand who they are, what they really want and how they can get there. And so that's why they come to me. And the type of results, I mean, the result that they're getting, and as you can see through the recommendation that I have, but I mean, all the
testimonial,
the thing that people say about my testimonial about my services is that they feel like they grow past those limits. They really feel like they broke those limits. They feel good about themselves. They feel confident. They feel better men. But the most importantly, they feel clear. They know now what they want. They know now what was blocking them all along, and they really feel free, that sense of freedom. And so what they really enjoy in the session, and that's also something that I've captured and I've heard, and they like being heard. They also like to be able to talk about anything and feel comfortable talking, feel like they can talk about anything, really. They don't feel like they're restrained, or they feel like they cannot share a lot of things. They really, that kind of sense of understanding, listening, and empathy,
space,
and feeling understood. And that's a very big problem. If you're a man, right? And I'm guessing you probably heard that too. It's just like, sometimes men are not like women. Women, we tend to share pretty easily, unless you're more introverted. But in general, men are more, they don't share as easily. They probably share more to their best friend, or
very selective.
Among them, very selective to whom they share, and they're not open book. Like they just don't share their feelings. Versus as women, we tend to share more easily our feelings. And so having that opportunity in my office or during the session is something that they feel really good about. And so the feeling heard, feeling understood, because I'm not here to judge or whatever, and feeling that they can talk about anything that's what I hear the most about, what they enjoy the most in our session. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Do you want to give us a little bit about your methodology, how you work, like what's such that I would know, that's something I agree with, or go ahead.
Sure. So I have a structure approach to my coaching, and it's 3 phases. The first phase is kind of understanding who you are. And the reason why I start with that is because people come with a problem, but in reality, that's not the real core of the problem that they're trying to solve. Okay. And some of them, they don't really know who they are really. You think you know, but you don't really. They forgot what they really like, what they prefer to do. They forgot their needs. They forgot their values. So the who part is very important, because I help them understand who they are, what they really like, what their strengths are, what their needs are. And needs is what makes you feel fulfilled, happy. What are value, what keeps you safe, what is core to you and non-negotiable, where they want to focus their energy, and what are the blockers or the limited beliefs that they have that really keep them stuck. And that belief is true, but in reality, it's not true. And so that's the core, and that's where I spend most of the time in my program. And so once we pass that, then they start to be clear on what they really want. And most of the time, it shifts from what they came originally for to where they are, right? So what they really want, so we talk about it, we put plans towards it, we align goals against what they really want, and then I become an accountability partner for them to achieve those goals. I basically help them achieve those goals. We put structure around it, because I have yet to find someone that can achieve goal without structure. I mean, like just, I'm going to achieve that goal without really kind of building a recurring structure. So we put that structure, and then I become their accountability partner. I challenge them. We test new things. If things don't work, then we try something new. But the goal is not for me to tell them what they have to do. It's to help them find the answer. That's coaching.
Totally. Awesome. Yeah, and the part you speak about, which is having people help discover their limits, that's that's always the part I'm really curious about, because many coaches have many different ways in doing that. And what do you would say?
Yeah.
Where's your magic in that? Because if you can get me to discover what I'm not seeing, like that's the magic, right?
Yeah. So it's a great question, Brian. I tend to see it pretty quickly during the initial conversation. And it's about, I just can't do this. I don't feel I'm important. I don't think I'm enough. And so it's, those words come into the conversation, and that's the limit. That's the belief that they have about themselves, that they feel that they can't do things, or they don't think they're important, or they're not loved, or it comes in the conversation. And so what I do is I deep dive into that. You probably heard about limited belief. Some call them gremlins. Some call them emotional schema. There's different terms for them. And for what it is, what it means is basically things that you believe are true, but they are in reality they're false. They're not really true. It's things that you put in your head, and they start from your childhood, right? There's things that someone told you, or a situation that made you believe, that came over and over, made you believe that it's the truth, right? And so what we uncover that belief, and then we work into reversing it, because it's not true. Because my client, they basically realize that they have no proof that it is true. They cannot prove me that it's true, right? It's really hard to prove.
Yeah.
So, and I basically give them the tools to, every time it comes, that I'm not a therapist, I'm not going to fix that on a therapy level, but more on a day-to-day level, how you can overcome it and make it your friend. So it's no longer a blocker. And that's what we do as a coach. And we call that empowering belief. You probably heard about this. Or liberating through truth. Whatever names you can hear. And many coaches use different terms, but at the end it's the same thing, right? And what we do is basically help you reverse that thinking, and actually once you do that, you actually remove those blockers. They're no longer an issue. Yeah, you can move past them, right? And you get clear. This is the thing too, is that because you're thinking, you're limiting yourself, that's the term limiting belief. Your vision is kind of very close up, right? And very narrow. When you kind of realize that it's not true, then the view is much wider and much longer. So you see much broader, right? It becomes clear what you're missing, what's facing you, basically. So that's what it is.
Yeah. Totally. No, you just got it. Like that's the process, and everybody's got a million of those stories, or the emotional schemas you're talking about, like, and it's about breaking through that. And that's just why I love doing what I do, is I just get to connect to people that are like giving that to people all day long, and it's like that's what the life is about. It's like getting past that, and just so awesome to be in conversation with you, and thank you for giving us who you are and what you're about. Let me ask you, is there anything else you want to speak to? Anything? Yeah, any topic? I mean, I actually know that you're a big proponent around the conversation around men, what men are dealing with inside of society nowadays, and anything you want to speak to regarding that.
Well, I definitely want to. My dream is to make it even broader and to expose that topic in much larger audience. I think a lot of people know about it, but maybe don't focus as much on it because of everything else, right? And so I think it's important, because we all grow, we all have children, at some point, and we all, impacting other lives in certain ways. And it's important to know about those challenges and what's the ripple effect of those challenges. And so I like to bring awareness on a broader scale. That's one of my goal and dreams.
Yeah.
Because we love our men. So it's something that I really, really have a passion for. And so yeah, any platform I do that, I will continue to do that. So.
Oh, all right. Well, thanks so much for joining us, Nora. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I just wish you the best of luck in what you're up to. And of course, you are an executive, and you're looking for that next discovery of where your limits are and how to break through that. Look up Nora. And actually, how do we find you, Nora? How do we get a hold of you?
So I'm a social proof. I'm on every platform, but my preferred platform is LinkedIn because this is where my clients are, or my ideal client is. So you can find me on LinkedIn. I also post regularly on LinkedIn, things that kind of help you get on your day. So if you follow me on LinkedIn, you will get those access to those posts on a regular basis. Just free for you guys to enjoy and read and kind of get your day started in the right way. So
Cool.
There you go.
Right on. All right. Thanks so much, Nora.